Woo-hoo. Wow, so many people here. What did we sign up for?
I have no idea.
So cool to see so many SEOs here. I mean, I can almost see you. I hope you're real people. We're here today to do kind of the last session of the day, which is a little bit more fun. It's technically a podcast recording, so it's kind of in the style of our podcast, which I think will be kind of a little bit weird, a little bit fun, maybe also some useful stuff along the way. Today, I'm joined by Lizzi.
Hey.
Lizzi works on the search documentation at Google. So all of the documentation that you all are hopefully quoting, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
One person.
She makes all of that. And I'm also joined by Myriam, who's an SEO trainer. And here to keep us straight, or better, honest. I don't know about straight. That's like a different topic. But here to keep us honest. And we got a bunch of questions that were submitted through the forum. So it's not a live Q&A, but rather it's like a live Q&A, but the questions came earlier. We picked a bunch of questions that we thought would be interesting to discuss. So we'll kind of see how it goes. And curious to see how you all like it. So anyway, this is Lizzi's first big presentation. So it's like almost like a first-time speaker. Woohoo! So cool. When I invited them to join this, I didn't actually tell them like what kind of session it was.
No. How could he do this to us? Look at the stage.
Yeah, so it was fun, but they agreed and they didn't jump out. So I'm pretty happy, really thankful that you're here.
Oh, good.
How do you like the conference so far, Lizzi?
Well, it is also my first SEO conference. I've never been to one before, so this is a first of many things.
Oh my gosh.
I know, I'm a little peopled out, but it's going well, and I'm glad that we're reaching the end.
Okay.
Yes.
So, so you've had enough of SEOs, or no? Okay, no comment.
Is this on the record?
This is search off the record. We're only being recorded live by camera and for the podcast. So it's like off the record, but kind of on the record. Sorry.
Gray record.
Okay, all right.
Anyway, Myriam, you have the first question that we picked out. What do you have on your mind?
Oh, yes, a very important question. The question you are all wondering when it comes to SEO. What's your favorite movie quote, John?
Oh my God. Did someone actually submit this?
They did. No, it was a real question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just for you.
Legit, and it was
Just for me.
Just for you. So do you recall what your favorite movie quote is? Have you ever seen a movie before?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good.
I have one on my Twitter profile, but I can't remember it. Oh my God.
It's the pinned one.
It's the pin tweet.
one.
Yes.
Oh, the SEO answer.
Yes.
It depends, right?
No. That's just your opinion, man.
Yes.
That's just your opinion. Oh, yes, of course.
We have the answers. It's okay. We have you covered.
Okay, cool. Okay, we'll see. All right, cool.
Wait, that's in the script. John struggles, Lizzi interrupts.
Oh my God.
Check.
Well, it's like good we have clipboards
I
because
know.
then we look official. I mean, we're a podcast, so nobody sees what we looked at anyway.
A-T.
Oh, eat the words? Okay. So the next question we've got here, Neil asked, which is your favorite, subdomain or subdirectory?
This is kind of a trick question, I
Is
think,
it?
right?
Why is it a trick question? I keep hearing it brought up. Everyone laughs. I don't feel like I'm let in on the joke.
Because you haven't had to suffer through the joke.
Oh, okay. Enlighten me.
All right, I don't know. Do you want to start, Myriam? Go
I
for
have
it.
opinions. I think we all have opinions on this. So,
Subdomains.
You just pick one at random?
okay, so let me start ranting about subdomains. After 15 years in the industry, I can tell you that whenever a developer or engineer comes up to you and goes, oh yeah, your marketing thing, that's gonna be a subdomain, you should know something. They don't want you messing stuff up. They're afraid of you, and they're just going to put you in a little box with a nice little subdomain because everything is safe. Marketing cannot touch us. So you should always ask, hey, are we doing the subdomain for security reasons, for any technical reasons? Like, are there constraints? Are you just doing this because you can? Why? Well, John, the Google end, tell us about it, and I can continue ranting.
Continue ranting. So I don't know. Like I mean, when we ask the search quality engineers, they're always like, do whatever you want. And then we tell them, well, we can't tell people to just do whatever they want. Like, we have to give them some advice. And they're really opinionated about this topic, right? I don't know. Who here is for subdomains?
No one.
Oh,
no
really?
One.
Is subdirectory?
No, I'm telling you, no one.
No one? How about subdirectories?
Wow,
Yes.
everyone's subdirectory.
Oh my gosh, okay.
But it's more syllables. It's harder to say.
Have you ever optimized a website?
Oh, apparently not.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, we talk with the engineers, and they're like, oh, just do whatever you want. And from a practical point of view, oftentimes subdirectories are seen more as like being a part of the main website. And I think that's where a lot of the SEO kind of input comes from, where they're like, oh, we want our part of the website to be seen as a serious part of the website, not just like something separated out that is safe.
But there, once upon a time, because I am old enough to know this, SEOs could rank multiple subdomains for queries and just push the competition down. We can no longer do this. So obviously, subdomains have lost their shine from that standpoint. But from another standpoint, I'm keeping you honest.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Let's not forget our history. So if you have the constraint of having to use a subdomain, ask why. Figure out what's going on and try to work with your team, because ultimately this is not a Google problem. This is your client or your company type of problem that you need to negotiate together to figure out what are the pros, what are the cons.
Okay, so you're saying it depends?
I didn't say it. We are allowed 2 it depends per person.
Per
He just
person,
burned.
that's too many.
Oh no, I just used my it depends.
You did.
Oh no.
All right, what's next on the list? I think, Myriam, you might have a question?
Yes. So, someone asked, not me. Totally not me. What is the appropriate reaction after an update? So let's start with you, Lizzie.
Oh, appropriate reaction. Well, for me, it's kind of weird because I'm publishing when the update happens, so I sometimes know a few days ahead of time to publish a blog post or an update to that updates ranking changelog page that we now have. So when I'm pushing that, I'm thinking, okay, like this is all I have to do. It's like publishing a blog post, no problem. And then I see the reactions on Twitter, and then I start thinking, should I be panicked?
And then it makes me panic as well, because honestly, one of the last updates, I just posted an innocent picture saying, whenever my partner wears this t-shirt, an update happens. And then John shows up on Twitter and goes, what are you worried about? If you optimize things properly, and
Correct.
I trust you too, like you should be fine.
Yes.
And if anybody tells you you'll be fine, that's the time you start stressing out and wondering, am I doing something wrong? Everybody is having like meetings and webinars explaining how I should survive this thing that I should be fine for. So
if that is the reaction, what is the appropriate reaction? What should we be reacting to these updates with?
I'm pretty sure you have helpful content, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But it feels like a trick question.
Or are you like going off and deleting half of the website when the update happens, just to be sure?
No.
I mean, nobody would do that, right?
No, nobody would do it, would they? No, they wouldn't tell us.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think, Myriam? What should be the appropriate reaction? You're saying like, it'll be fine is not appropriate?
in the event of an algorithmic depression, please fold yourself in the brace position.
So there's a physical position to be in. Calm.
Can you show the physical position, John? I will be providing the alt attribute for this since we are doing a podcast.
Oh my gosh, okay.
John's looking
John?
stressed.
Do you need to Google this?
I need to Google it, yes.
Insert transition sound effect here. Okay,
Okay,
next question.
so what are you doing on Monday, Lizzie? Like, we're talking about updates. What do you think?
Well, I was hoping to recover from this event, but what are you saying?
I don't know.
You didn't prepare the blog
The
post?
big
No?
update, that one?
No.
No, oh, okay, all right, never
Nothing.
mind, okay.
No, don't panic.
Don't panic.
It'll be fine.
All right,
No
sounds
bracing.
good.
It'll be fine.
Okay, not yet.
Anyway, so another question that we got submitted. Natalie asks, what will the above the fold look like in 20 years' time? I don't know, 20 years is like a really long time, but I don't know, Lizzie, what do you think?
I think it will be origami. I think not just one fold, I think we need multiple folds.
So like folded phones?
Maybe 20 folds.
20
folds. Yeah, 20
20.
years, I think one per fold. I think, we already have the device that opens like this. There could be, a more interesting device
Okay.
that turns into a bird or something.
Okay.
Yes.
So above the folds. This doesn't sound very serious.
No,
What do you
what do you think?
Miriam.
Miriam, do you have a serious answer?
I actually do, though.
Okay, all right.
I really, really do.
Let's hear it.
So we've seen things evolve very, very fast. I've been around for a while, and things keep getting faster and faster. So in 20 years, well, things will have evolved, and so will the fold. Even today, I find myself making cocktails in my kitchen and asking, hey, Google Home, next, for the next step of the recipe. So the way I consume your content isn't the way you think I'm going to. And that's going to keep accelerating. Because as humans, that's what we do. We aren't made to just stand in front of a desktop or a phone. Well, the phone is now a part of me, but it will keep evolving.
Do you think that the fold will ever disappear? We will be in like sort of VR goggles, metaverse, walking around, seamless type content experience.
I don't know, like 20 years.
It could be.
Who knows? I don't know. That seems like
That's a spicy question.
Is
though.
spicy? Okay.
like 3D glasses, search results. I think like the tricky part for us, because we work with the Search Console team, is what is Search Console going to show? Like when things evolve like that. Will we hit like two-dimensional rankings, like left and right? I mean, it's already something where when you look at the search results, there are like videos and there are things you can swipe to the side and things you can swipe up and you click on them and they get bigger and everything. So it's already like there are lots of kind of changes there, but like what Search Console show as a ranking position? Is it like a 3D position?
We should take a stroll behind the graph in 20 years. I want to be able to see the behind the scenes.
I see. So a three-dimensional graph of the three-dimensional material.
Picking stuff.
I
and-
see.
yeah.
Moving it around.
But that's really hard to print out. Like if you create a PDF
Let
and
me
you
fax
print it
it.
out for your clients.
You think there will be printers in 20 years? Still?
Sure.
Sure. Yes. Okay.
Paper.
We must have them. That's.
Pa-
I mean, we have
paper
paper
will
here.
remain.
Like
Okay.
paper remains. We need the clipboards.
Okay.
Moving over to links.
No.
Oh, links.
Thanks.
Who submitted this?
What kind of question is this?
It's yours.
It's my question. Oh, okay. I'm prompted. All right. Chris. Chris asks, as an SEO, we are interested in backlinks. However, actively working on backlinks often becomes a gray area in terms of link schemes. What are Google's main criteria for penalizing backlinks?
John, over to you.
John. Oh my gosh. It's algorithmic.
So, now that you have the Google opinion, can we have the SEO opinion?
Wait,
was
he
it.
didn't even give his opinion. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Oh, it's not just algorithmic?
It's well, I mean, it's something where I imagine over time, kind of the weight on the links, at some point will drop off a little bit as we kind of can figure out a little bit better how the content kind of fits in within the context of the whole web. And to some extent, like links will always be something that we care about because we have to find pages somehow. And it's like, how do you find a page on the web without some reference to it? But my guess is over time, it won't be such a big factor as sometimes it is today. And I think already that's something that's been changing quite a bit.
I have an opinion, though, like an SEO opinion. Chris, we have to talk, you and I. Because when you say here that it often becomes a gray area in terms of link schemes, I want to know, did anyone hear the words link and schemes together and think, yeah, that's going to be good, clean SEO? Just wanting to know. If I come into your inbox saying, hey, can I interest you in some link schemes? Are you convinced? Yes, no?
How
Oh my
much?
God,
Wow.
we have 3 people who are going, how much? Okay, let's talk after this while they're out of earshot.
So how much?
Ultimately, how organic are the backlinks, though? But
No, I think he wants a link from you.
Oh.
I do get a lot of propositions like this on LinkedIn. But seriously,
Oh, that's why it's called LinkedIn.
Oh, that makes sense.
All right. Next question. Myriam, what's up?
hi Lalindra, I got your question. Schema documentation says we should mark up any relevant information on web pages. When adding schema types like organization or site link search, is it all right to add it to all the pages, even if there are tens of thousands of pages?
Well, is it all right? It's fine. Like, you can do whatever you want. It's schema. You can put whatever schema you want on pages on the web. It's open, but you don't need to. So you really only need to put the organization schema on the homepage, and that's what the documentation says. But if there are other kinds of site setups, so maybe you have multiple organizations on the site, you might want to have specific for that store or something. So it might be like an e-commerce platform that has multiple stores, then you might want to have the organization markup for each of those store pages, but you don't need to duplicate it across every page on your website. Just the home page is fine. And for other schema types, the documentation spells out what pages it should be on, but that's really up to you. So if it makes sense to put it on more pages, go for it, but you don't need to. So if it's causing problems, you don't need to go and put it on every page. Do you see this differently, Myriam?
A little bit, but it's more of an opinion than an SEO opinion, so I'm a human being and I wonder about things online.
Oh,
And
you're suspicious. You're a suspicious user of the internet.
I'm very suspicious.
You don't trust
yeah.
Google's opinion. Why are you
I mean,
here?
you can have an opinion, but there's a reason why schema exists beyond Google. There's more than
Yes.
Google. So schema ultimately is something that, as a website owner, somebody who works to improve a website, you should be interested in. It's a way for you to communicate semantically, like give meaning beyond what you have on the page, beyond the code you would normally have. So for me, I'm very interested by the concept of multi-entities. So what do I mean by that? If I'm talking to you about a house and I'm talking to you about something that's for sale, these are two concepts. But put together, you know that a house for sale, it's something else. Just like the act of cutting, haircut becomes something different. So when you want to communicate that information, because you're stuck in that like murky, ambiguous in-between sometimes, multiple entities can help with that beyond what a search engine would want to understand and display. Because at the end of the day, most of us here in this room are going to be using schema to get those sweet, sweet stars, that extra information that will push some of the competitors down, make you look good, spiffy. Yes, but there's more to this. So I highly recommend you look into schema. It's constantly evolving as well, so it's a living thing that you can contribute to.
It should
What do you
also
mean?
be relevant to the page. Like, don't just put every schema that you've ever heard of. Like, it needs to be.
It's not because you can that you should,
Sure.
and that should be a mantra.
So what do you mean you can contribute to it? It's like you can just make up a new schema?
Can I?
I think you can propose it.
Oh.
So if you wanted to write a proposal and submit to schema.org, you could suggest something. I don't know if Dan Brickley is here from schema.org, but we can chat to him after.
Absolutely. So same goes for you. You can genuinely propose something. If you're part of an evolution or something that you go, hey, this is kind of new, we're having a hard time describing this thing, schema can help.
Cool. Okay, but like what will search engines do with it? If I put like the cat picture schema on my pages, what
Is
will
there a
happen?
cat picture schema?
I would
The public wants to
I
know.
would be surprised if there isn't.
Cat as an entity, and then types of cats, breeds of cats.
Or multi-entity cat pictures.
Multi-entity cat pictures, okay. I guess there's like always a difference between like what you need for some specific feature in search and what you can do. And kind of that range of kind of like what the minimal requirement is versus what, the the maximum is kind of like open-ended. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, but I think that they don't want to get carried away with naming things. I mean, you can name so many things with the taxonomy and everything. It really needs to have a purpose. So I think when you are proposing something, it goes through some kind of review process to make sure, will it be used somewhere? Because we don't want to just add it for the sake of adding things, I guess.
The problem when you work in search engine optimization is that you have to convince people to put that schema there.
Sure.
So don't burn any goodwill by putting it all on all pages and forcing people to do extra work. You will lose a lot of the goodwill from any team that works with you that has to slog through and implement this. So be wise. It's not because you can that you should use all the schema on all the pages.
But for optimization, like you have to like get all of those tiny things.
Are you trying to stuff schema everywhere?
Okay, fine. I won't. Okay, fine. Just like bare minimum to get stars everywhere.
Oh, okay, so just the review stars, that's the only
Those are
one
your favorites.
You know? The
Just
reviews.
stars, 5 stars everywhere. So another question we got, Ian asks, what is your take on templated content outlines? Like using a similar set of headings and subheadings across all pages on a site, and of course with like unique body content. What do you think about that? Like, Lizzie, you're a writer. Like,
Yeah, I mean, my first reaction is that can be helpful to have a templated approach, because there might be certain pages on your site that you could replicate something, especially with reference documentation. Like in the structured data documentation, things follow a certain pattern where we start with an intro about what the feature is, the feature availability, examples, how to do it, and then the reference table at the bottom. It follows a certain pattern, and it can be helpful for people to get familiar with that pattern, and then they know where to find those things. And from a writer's perspective, that can be helpful to plug things in. So if there's a formula that is working, I think that can be a helpful framework. But Myriam's going to interject with the concerns, because I think I generally look at these questions with a little bit of rosy eyes. Yeah, buckle up,
plug
I guess.
in means that some folks are going to go, let me stuff this page. No, that's not how you should work.
So what are the concerns here? So what am I not seeing?
Well, first of all, just before anything, we love templated content because that enables us to work with different writing teams, for example, and always have the same consistency, the same coherence. And if you have a template as a brand, like you have a specific type of, let's say, article, and it's trusted, you know how it's going to go. Any SEO publication out there? We know, templates. But ultimately, you can have some great things going on with templated content. It brings rigor, etc. If you're doing this, like spinning up some content or letting, like GPT-3 vomit something in there just because you selected your H1, H2, H3, and you're like, go, this may not be super helpful for you because Google and any other search engine doesn't owe you indexing. So you may submit that content going, I'm done, there, fixed it. But then you're like, it doesn't work. I had one of those cases recently, but it was no, don't judge me. It was a legitimate template.
Tell us more.
So I work with a company that sells alcohol. When times are good, it goes quite well. When times are bad, it goes even better. However, these distillery pages that we had were very important, and we had to keep the same approach. And Google, not you, John, not you, Lizzie, but just Google as a whole, all of Google just went, no, we're not indexing this. And if you have this issue, please don't scrap your templated content. Just go and ask yourself, hey, why would anyone or any bot or any machine or anything think these distilleries are the same? The easiest way to get out of this rut is to optimize your H1. Just have it be meaningful, please.
So were all the H1s the same for every distillery?
No, not even.
No?
It just said random distillery name up in the highlands or the lowlands or all the lands.
I see.
And
So by optimizing the H1, you mean including relevant keywords?
like say the thing, say it's a distillery, for example.
Okay. And for the H2s, you should use, like,
No, you don't
people
use
also
them.
ask
No
questions.
H2s.
and just-
You skip them, right? Or no
No
H3s.
H2s.
H3s? Which ones are the bad ones?
Oh, I don't know if you followed that Twitter thing where somebody demanded justice for H3s. we really do need more H3s in life? They're
No.
not loved enough?
No.
No, I thought we were not meant to use them. Is that right, John?
No,
Don't
No.
confuse
no
me.
H3s.
But-
No
That's like
H3s.
a sign that you're like disorganized.
Oh,
But if I put it on top above the H1, does that help?
That's kind of confusing.
Yes.
H3
Okay, no.
above the H1.
But-
I mean, maybe like with CSS, you can tweak it around. I don't know.
no. You use the proper order. Don't do that. Don't listen to his advice.
Okay, keeping you honest here, let's get back to it. Templated content works because it brings consistency, coherence, and human beings have a tendency to like certain anchors. We like familiar things. We like to know how a template is going to take us on this journey, and we trust it. So at the end of the day, Ian, what was the official question? Templated content outlines, yes, they should work unless they're not helpful content, in which case, make it helpful.
Ooh.
Oh, it's like the helpful content update.
No.
You'll be like the
We're
H1,
not-
H2, H3 content update.
We're not talking about the helpful content
No?
update.
Okay, good. That's fine.
All right. John might go rogue here.
No,
No,
it's
he's
okay.
not? Oh, okay.
Didn't that just
okay.
happen?
It's fine? Oh,
That's fine.
it's fine? Okay, so next question we've got here. B asks, should the image alt be purely about the image or specific to the web page topic? What does the crawler look for?
Oh, so the alt tag.
Yes, the alt tag.
Okay, it says here Myriam has feelings, and Myriam does have feelings. Folks, it's not an alt tag. It's called an alt attribute.
But
okay?
I posted it on Twitter that it's an alt
Yes,
tag.
the team allowed him to get this through. It is a misinformation. It is not helpful. It is called an alt attribute, and
I mean, that's just like a technicality.
I shall overcome.
She's never going to come back to this podcast, I don't think. You will overcome, though.
Yes,
all right.
I am
Let's
overcoming.
get you back on the train of thought. So,
So
purely
I-
about the image or
I-
specific to the web page?
I do have an anecdote about this, first and foremost. More than 10 years ago, a French company was tasked with optimizing a political figure's website, and the SEO agency did not get paid. So they decided to optimize every single alt attribute of this woman who was in politics for Pamela Anderson. And in France, if you typed Pamela Anderson, this old lady who does not pay SEOs showed up until she realized this and then paid the agency. It was great fun. Today, would you be able to pull this off? Not necessarily. However, it is very important to keep in mind that this alt attribute is very useful for other human beings. So, for example, folks coming into Brighton had a few train troubles, and I did get feedback on Twitter going, hey, my internet connection is not good.
Fill in the blank.
Yes.
Yeah.
But your alts are giving me life. I feel like I'm there. It's really fun. Thank you. So this is one of those cases that you wouldn't expect, because I know the word accessibility just popped into your head and you went, yeah. No, there is a real use for this. And you should describe what is on the image. Don't do the SEO thing of, oh, my article is talking about Core Web Vitals, but I have like this piece of toast that is a great image. Let me rename it Core Web Vitals so I can like boost things. No, it's a piece of toast. Just say it's a piece of toast. Maybe provide some context as to why you chose a piece of toast there.
What if the toast is one of those special toasts that has, a burned-in image?
Say so.
It says Core Web Vitals on it.
Say
It's
so.
special toast. I
Say
bet
so.
there's a toaster that
You
exists.
are a great
Yeah.
SEO, actually.
Oh, I'm inventing products now.
So you're saying like fill the alt tag with lots of keywords?
No, but you can always explain the context. And if the context is filled with keywords, well, good on you.
Okay. I mean, the thing that I kind of like to think about, especially for the alt attribute, to kind of avoid
Thank
too much
you.
trouble, is that oftentimes you have an image on a page and you could just describe the image, but you really need to kind of describe the context of the image as well. So if you're searching for a beach and like there's a picture of a beach, then that's fine. If you have a hotel webpage and you have a picture of a beach, then it's not like this is a picture of a random beach, but it's like this is the beach near the hotel.
I'm offering a contest.
Okay.
So do not hesitate to tweet any Brighton SEO picture with an interesting alt that you think would be correct. And John should give feedback if you're hesitating on how do I write a good alt.
Okay. It's funny because I include a lot of information in my
Me
alt
too.
attribute.
Information.
A lot of information.
Okay, Easter eggs.
Which is like more interesting sometimes than the tweet itself. And nobody responds to it. It's terrible. I don't know, like nobody reads
I
my
have
alt
information
attribute.
on this. The first time I ever had an SEO publication talk about me is because there was information in an alt regarding Crawley. That is the name
Yes,
of...
that's how, yes. The spider. That is
Yes.
how we released, did a soft secret release of the
course.
name was in the alt text, and somebody found it. It did take a few days, but
Somebody.
yes, somebody. Was it you?
Cool.
Was it me?
I don't know. Like,
Martin?
Is saying, yeah, it was you.
No, he is confirming that it was me all along.
Okay. It's fine. It's
okay,
fine. I believe
cool.
you. I
So
believe
someone
you.
is reading the alt text. I mean text, attributes. Oh my God. I'm going to get murdered afterwards.
But
Alt attributes.
tags is short. It's easy to
Attributes.
say. Tags, subdomain, it's punchy.
You have more misinformation than TikTok.
Whoa.
Shots fired.
All right. Maybe we should stop here.
Oh.
So that's all for this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I don't know how you do that like live, but like make sure
Click
to,
the bell.
to
Click
cling the bell,
Thumbs up.
like and subscribe. Thanks for joining us here live at Brighton SEO. I hope you had a fantastic conference. Thanks a lot, everyone. Cool. Thank you.
Well, that's it for this episode. In the next episode of Search Off the Record, we'll be chatting about redirects. Thank you, folks, for listening, and goodbye.